Hello, everyone, and I hope everyone is doing well. We're back with another stream today. We're talking a couple of things massive today. According to reports, FSG fully have backed Arne Slot, and he won't be sacked. Also, we'll speak about Mark Guehi, some other little bits of transfer news as well, and the big one, Konate apparently Konate has been offered a new deal. So yeah, we're gonna get into it all. I'm gonna bless up the chat as always first, and then we're gonna, get into the sweet things of it. Bless up to everyone. Hit the like button on your way in. Big up to Benjamin, bro. Big up React. You've seen the Konate news. That right now, would you give him the new deal? Well, they're the questions that we're gonna be answering, mate, today. Bless up to Jacob. We need a centre back right now. Don't give him the deal. Big up to you, mates. Hope you're doing good, G. I'm doing good, mate. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Uncle, man. Big up, my G. Bless up to Uncle. Uncle, are you still doing content? Because I was gonna message you about it. Are you still doing content? Like, are you still doing content on YouTube, or you taking a break, or you know? Big up reacts, yeah. Bless up, my guy. Bless up. So yeah, chat. We've got a couple of things to go through, and we're gonna go through the main one today. That Dave O.C. Coppers tweeted this morning that a new contract renewal offer. So he has stated that Liverpool have presented a new contract renewal offer to Ibrahim Konate in recent days. Although there is no agreement yet, they are now confident about the outcome of discussions. And this is coming from a French source. Now, this is quite good because, to be honest, obviously with Konate being French, etc. And I did call this, by the way. I said to everyone, watch international break happen. You'll see a lot of you will see a lot of like transfer news. You'll see a lot of contract news coming up because that's what happens when it gets to international break. That's all everyone wants to talk about and post about. However, I think it was Indicala as well also tweeted about the situation. And obviously, he tweeted it last week. Exclusive Konate new contract offer. It was offered to Konate's agent this afternoon. So obviously, it looks like the news is actually getting around. And obviously, there further foremost, the French media reporting Konate new contract offer today. Please note this contract was offered on the 2nd of November, as reported below from us. At this moment, it has not been rejected. So it looks like it's not even been rejected, which is good. I would give Konate a new deal. Okay. Big up to Antica. Hope you're well, my guy. Hope you are doing well, my G. So, would you guys give Konate a new deal? Now, when I ask you guys this question, I want you to answer it with hindsight. Are you basing it off this season? Or are you basing it off are you basing it off like you just still would give Konate a new contract? Kind of which one is it? Would you just give him the new deal? Does he have to earn it for you? Because these are big conversations. In my opinion, I've remained consistent on the situation. I personally think I've seen it for such a long time. I think Konate will sign a new contract at Liverpool. I can't blame him for stalling on the situation. And I explained this on last week's show when we did like the news roundup and stuff. I explained this last week. In my opinion, when I share this tab, you look at the Liverpool wage bill. Okay. Konate is down on 70 grand a week. No matter what you think of him as a footballer, if you think he's overrated, underrated, whatever, yeah? Konate should be on way more than 70 grand a week. For Christ's sakes, you look at the players that's on more than him. Kirkhead's has just come in. Gomez is on an extra 15 grand. Yes, I know it's an extra 15 grand, but he's on more than him. You look at Mamadashvili, just come in. He's on more. Frimpong, he's on more. You know, McAllister, Gravenberch, Chiesa, again, a player that's just not really fancied by Arne Slot, is on double of his wages. Andy Robertson, as a squad player, is on double of him. So you can't, and then obviously you look at the big senior players like Alexander Isak, Ekatike, Wirtz, just coming in, they're all on way more than him. Giovanni Leone is only less than 15 grand away from him. So you can't, I don't think you can particularly complain, the other players, but I feel like Konate is a player, that can possibly complain about the situation, because come on, man, he should be on way more than 70 grand a week. We all know this. Konate should be on way more than 70 grand a week. It's madness. Madness to put him on 70 grand a week. But he's looking at the reports are coming out today about a new Konate deal. Now, me personally, would I give him it? Yes, I would, because I still think he's deserving of a contract. No matter what we think of him as a centre-back right now in form, Konate is an elite level centre-back in my opinion. And he's a player that I want to be at this club for the next couple of years. I did just see Jamie Carragher on the Konate situation. What's he had to say? I like to see him stay, but if he doesn't, Liverpool will sign someone else. Liverpool won't fall apart if he leaves. He's not Virgil van Dijk. They will be fine. I'm in an agreement of him, but it's still not the point of him leaving for free, Jamie. If Konate was 33, I wouldn't mind. Konate's in the prime of his years. We talk about, maximizing the money and stuff like that. We cannot allow Konate to go for free. As a 26-year-old, I personally believe Konate is worth about 70 million. You look at what centre-backs are going for these days, the price of players these days. I think asking for 70 million for Konate is a fair value price, because you could use that to reinvest that obviously back into the squad and obviously there furthermore. What else? Obviously, that's what Fabrizio did say a year ago. Liverpool are confident. Obviously, fast forward a year. So, yeah. What's this tweet? Liverpool are still confident regarding Ibrahim Konate's contract renewal, despite the rather inconsistent start to the season and an interest from Real Madrid. Liverpool's executives continue to do what is necessary to extend Konate's stay. They want to do things the same way they did with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah last season. So yeah, they don't want to kind of rush things, which, to be fair, if it means our players sign the contract, I'm more here for it, because then they're going to actually be happy. They're going to be happy with the terms and conditions. There's no point rushing it. I'm surprised there's not been a lot more talk in the media in terms of people asking Arne Slot about it. Because obviously last season, with it genuinely, especially from like November onwards, it was a shock if you didn't hear any contract news regarding Trent, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah last season in terms of questions being asked to the players. Well, obviously, Trent, he denied it all. And obviously, to Arne Slot, I'm surprised there's not really been enough. I'm surprised there's not been any questions. Or like when Konate's done sit-down interviews when he's gone on to internationals and stuff like that, I'm surprised more people haven't kind of really pushed the button with him and, pressured him about the situation. Because I thought they would, to be fair. But obviously, that's been proven to not be the case. But I think Liverpool will probably reach. I've said this from the start. I do think Liverpool will reach an agreement with him. Because obviously you think about the players that we let go in the summer. I think, has our wage bill actually gone up? So our wage bill last season was averaging about um, 3,300,000. Has our wage bill gone down from last season? Our wages have actually gone up significantly more, especially on the weekly. Jesus. Yes, our wages have gone up. But then that's going to balance the books back out when you give Konate that new deal. Because I'm looking at players that's just not going to be here in the summer. A lot of the players, the players that's gone out on loan. I think the likes of Enzo, I think decisions will be made on Bajcetic in terms of his future. Maybe Joe Gomez, obviously in the next 1 or 2 years will be moved on. That's 85 grand freed up. What's happening with Chiesa? Will he stay at the club? That's another, again, 150 grand cleaned up as well. So you look at it from that standpoint of view, I think personally, given that Konate that new deal, I'm not really too concerned about our wage bill, if that's to be the case. But no, let me know. Let me catch up with some of your guys' comments. Big up Antika, I would give Konate a new deal. Okay. Big up Hill Champs, I wouldn't, not now. Konate has been good for us. Yeah, I think. Yeah, in his Konate's whole tenure at Liverpool has been good. Konate is a £60 million player, worst coach. I'm not sure really what you're referring to there, mate. Do let us know. But no, that's the news regarding Konate. A new contract offer renewal. Look, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. With Konate, is he going to sign? Is he not going to sign? These are we're going to have to obviously wait for these questions to be asked. Now, this is what I've seen the other day about Mark Guehi, and I've seen a couple of other people, tweet about the story. Exclusive from LFC source. Liverpool management annoyed that Mark Guehi didn't sign in the summer. Well, obviously. New formation is set to be tested after international break with Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak. Senior players now believe the title race is not over. Liverpool, an elite winger to be targeted in January. I said this. I think Liverpool are actually going to do big business in January. I actually do. I do think we are actually going to do big business in January. I've got that feeling that Liverpool are going to do big business. Whether that is, try and get a centre back. I think what happens with Konate is what Liverpool do in January. I think personally, let's say for example, Konate does leave, and let's say he looks like he's going to be going on a free transfer. I think Liverpool step up their interests in the likes of, what's his name? Schlotterbeck at Dortmund. I think he's a name. I think I've seen a couple of people mention Bastoni. Bastoni would be an unbelievable dream centre back for me, but you also have to be somewhat realistic at the same time in terms of what you want and stuff like that. 1 second, sure. But yes, smash up these likes, by the way. Let's try and get these up to 20 likes, if possible. I would go for Semenyo in January. Okay, Semenyo and Van der Ven. If Liverpool is serious, I like Mickey Van der Ven. Again, injury prone. He's injury prone. Me personally, I wouldn't go anywhere near him. That's just my opinion. Me personally, I wouldn't go anywhere near Mickey van der Ven. Yeah, again, too injury prone. Like, if Mickey van der Ven could actually stay fit, I would very much, you know, I very much I very much would go for him, basically. But again, too injury prone for me. And again, we know what Tottenham are like when it comes to business. They're a difficult club to deal with. So, in my opinion, I personally wouldn't go anywhere near Mickey Van as of right now. And obviously, Liverpool looking at an elite winger. We spoke about this last week about with Semenyo, etc. I mean, look, I personally think we do need an elite winger. But if you're looking at an elite winger in January, and there's other people talking about this, you have to look at it from this standpoint of view. You have to look at it from the standpoint of view of the factors. It's January. January tax is a thing. So whatever player you want that's above the price range of 50 million, add another 15, 20 million on top of that, while if they're actually having a good season. So let's say Liverpool wanted Semenyo, prime example, yeah? I think Semenyo's, in my opinion, I won't pay no more than 60 million. With it being January, I think his price goes up by 15-10, and I think his price goes up by another 15-10 with the season he is having. Therefore, I do think he's probably going to cost you 90 to 100 million. And me personally, I wouldn't. Semenyo is just not really a name I like, if I'm being honest. Who would you take for the left wing? Apologies, I'm a bit tired today. Who would you take for left wing? See, the thing is, I liked Anthony Gordon. He looks like he's just kind of regressed. So I probably wouldn't go anywhere near him. And I know a lot of people in the chat will be like, oh my God, wait, what? Reacts? I thought you wanted Gordon all over the summer. I did. But for what especially what happened with Newcastle with Isak in the summer, I don't think they would be willing to do business with this for Anthony Gordon in January or the summer, in my opinion. Some people mentioned Bradley Barcola, again, another name. Again, I'm not really too much of a fan of. If I'm being truly honest, I think Liverpool can do far better than... Who the hell is ringing me? Suspected spam. Shock. I think we can... The left wing market, in my opinion, is really dead. Now, barring the players that's absolutely world class and some of the best left wingers on the planet, those aren't going to be it. Kvaratskhelia genuinely would have been the dream. Genuinely would have been the dream if we got Kvaratskhelia. I don't know why we really didn't step our interest. I don't know if it's because PSG were too far ahead in terms of convincing the player, in terms of being progressive on the deal, because obviously they did get him in January, so obviously Napoli wanted a sale. So I think personally, if we had a bit more time, Liverpool probably could have done a deal for Kvaratskhelia, and he would have been the utmost dream. Since that unreal season, I think it's 22-23, the season of Kvaratskhelia where he really came alight to the European stage, he would have been the names, in my opinion. Kvaratskhelia would have been but the name of the people mentioned about Barcola, I can see it in the chat. I'll get to it in a minute. Barcola is just not a name for me. Me personally, not for me. Semenyo is the one because of the versatility as well. Yeah, the fact that he can play across the 1-3, he has a lot to his game in that aspect and stuff. Liverpool are missing that pace, direct take a man on, take the ball up the pitch, being direct. We are missing that style of play. Hence why Luis Diaz was so underrated for me in terms of you take away his goals and assists. What Luis Diaz can offer, Semenyo can offer. But again, see, the thing is, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Semenyo. I'm just not a fan of the price. I would rather spend 100 million, close to 100 million on two players, because I think for that you can probably get Adam Wharton for 70 and offer Palace 15 million. And I think getting those two for the price of Semenyo in January is far better deal. But then do Liverpool want to get ahead of the curve? Because I do think Semenyo, will have, a massive price and stuff like that. Do I think we'll get Guehi in January? I think Liverpool will try and mainly get him for free. I know a lot of people think we might try in January. I think it more depends on this centre-back situation. But according to reports, apparently he does have a £65 million release clause. Now, I'm not sure when this is active from. I'm not sure if this is active from the summer or maybe the following summer. If he has got a release clause for 65 million, let's say for next summer, because he signed the deal this summer, why are we even thinking about doing it in January? Just wait till the summer, get him for 65 million release clause, spend that money elsewhere. Because I personally think Liverpool still need 3 or 4 more players. For what you're spending on Semenyo, you can go and get 2 players. Or for even the price of that, wait to get Guehi. Get Guehi in a pre-contract situation. Get Adam Wharton for 70 million, 80 million. And then with that extra 20 million, go and get another squad edition player for a centre-back. That's probably what I would do. But I would look at a player that can play across the back four. That can basically like a Joe Gomez type. That can come in, do a role at right back, come in, do a role at centre back. So then we've got that cover for injuries in each of the positions. In my opinion, I would rather go and get Semenyo I'd rather go and get Semenyo in the summer as opposed to the January transfer window. That's just my opinion. Good to hear. Smash up the likes. Yeah, man, we're trying to aim for 20 likes. We're 4 likes away, so let's try and get those racked up if possible. We are going to be live for the next 30, 40 minutes or so. And then I've got to quickly do some things. And I've got a show with Touchline and 2 more shows later today on my channel. So you rate Anthony Gordon, but not Semenyo. No, I didn't say I didn't rate Semenyo. I just don't rate Semenyo for the price. Again, I would rather go and spend the money that's going to cost you for Semenyo. I'd rather go and spend it maybe getting Guehi for 15 million and getting Adam Wharton, because I think that's more better pound for pound value for money. I think Liverpool need a DM, and it's clear that we need centre-back cover. So then we can drop people like Konate when they're not in form, because we know Guehi can come in and do a job. Do you get what I'm saying? And it also offers, again, switching up the systems, going to a back three maybe at times in games. Do you get what I'm saying? Right now, we can't really afford to do that because we've only got 3 senior fit centre-backs, and if we lose one, we're kind of buggered, and then we're an Endo, a Gravenberch or something of them playing as centre-back. Or, God forbid, Andy Robertson playing there. But no, do I rate? I rate both players. I just don't rate Semenyo for the price. And I don't think Newcastle will be willing to do a deal with this for Anthony Gordon as of right now. What about Yildiz? Again, and that's another player, but again, you got to think it is January tax. How much is Yildiz going to cost you? Yildiz is going to be expensive. Get Semenyo and Yildiz if we get Salah gone. Barcola's a baller. But I think, is it just me who just does not rate Bradley Barcola? It must genuinely just be me who doesn't. I just simply don't rate him. I, simply just Don't rate him one bit. I think he's got some nice traits, what I like in a winger and a player. But again, what you're going to be paying for Bradley Barcola, for me, I don't think it's good value for money. I personally don't think it's good value for money. But that's just my opinion. I just don't think personally it's good value for money. I think Liverpool can do far better than Bradley Barcola, in my opinion. Now, I know a lot of you in the chat like him. I know CJ is a massive fan. I want Konate gone, but he looks because he's utter shite. See, the thing is with Flicks, I agree with you what you're saying, but then what's to say Konate won't get back into form? Did you get what I'm saying? I think, would you rather Konate go for free or keep Konate? I just don't think we can really be losing another player that's worth £70 million plus and going on a free transfer. Yeah, we can make Barcola finishing better. Oh, man. He absolutely is, but apparently he has no end product, but was one of the top goal scorers last season. No, he wasn't. Barcola can be the Diaz for us. Barcola can be the Diaz for us. If I was Liverpool, I'd be focused on a centre back and a DM. Yeah, I agree. Flicks, I couldn't agree more with you. I would rather Liverpool spend the money that what would be paying for us and Antonio Semenyo, go and get me Adam Wharton and go and get me Mark Guehi, or even, God forbid that, go and get Guehi on a pre-contract signed up, box delivered, ticked off, which I think Guehi is going to be a Liverpool player, and then go and get me another centre-back that's just good for a squad addition, go and get me Adam Wharton, and then maybe in the summer, depending on what happens with Konate. So let's say Konate does go for free, you go and get another centre back. If not, you've then got the squad edition centre back with Mark Guehi, with Virgil van Dijk, with Konate, and I think that everyone will be happy with that. Obviously, you got the likes of Leone as well into the squad. Yeah, Adam Wharton is the player I want. If you say to me, "Yo, React, what player do you want to join Liverpool?" But I think somewhat level to a realistic level, I'm picking Adam Wharton. Doherty is cold. Doherty is a cold player, but we cannot be getting Doherty. Reacts, do a stat check on Barcola. Bro, Barcola got mid GA last season. So this season, he's on 4 goals in 10 Liga matches, 0 assists. He got 14 goals and 10 assists. I hear it. That's good numbers. In the Champions League, he got 3 goals and 4 assists. So what he got? 17 goals, 27 GA. He got 31 GA from 31 GA from a what? Let me work out the math. So that's 18. Bro played like 50 games and got 31 GA. See, I don't think that's bad. I just think he's mid, and I just think it's not all about GA for me. It's not all about GA. I don't think Liverpool are gonna need a GA winger. Liverpool don't need a GA player. Liverpool need what Luis Diaz brought to us last season and how important he was. That's what Liverpool needs. Do you get what I'm saying? You know? Rafael Leao. Oh, God, no. Rafael Leao. How old is Leao now? I swear he must be like 25. Leao this season, 4 goals and 1 assist in 7 matches. That's not bad. He got 3 goals last season in the Champions League. Leao's mid. And the thing is, he's 26. I don't think Leao's ceiling gets much more better. I think his ceiling actually decreases in the Premier League. If he can't get in a slow pace of league when Leao has pace, power, dribbling, technical abilities, and good traits, and he can't be explosive to get good goals and assists in that sort of league. And also, we know what Milan's going to be like. And plus, he's got a mad release clause. The players, I would take Adam Wharton, Guehi, and if we do get a left winger, Gordon, 100, because imagine the link up with Isak. You know what, Flicks? That was my dream in the summer. I said if I was being greedy on top of the players that we were signing, I said it would have been Anthony Gordon, Wharton, and Guehi. But I think we get Guehi anyway, and I've said the reason why I think we get Mark Guehi is just simply just because of, you look at it from this standpoint of view, right? Take into consideration Upamecano. I think he's going to Real Madrid, or he's staying at Bayern Munich. I think he'll stay at Bayern Munich. I think it's the Real Madrid one. They're not really showing interest in Guehi. I've not really seen any clubs show interest in Guehi. Now, it's obviously only November, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with January. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the summer, because we know Tottenham, Newcastle have all had interests in the player in the past. I just don't know whether any other club comes to light. Because I think Liverpool would have done their groundwork, and I think Liverpool are probably still working on that deal to happen, in my opinion. Isak will be scoring next week. Isak will be scoring week in, week out, yeah. No, there's no concerns about Alexander Isak. Liverpool don't need goals and assists. I think Mo Salah will come back to light and score goals and assists once we can get, the system and everything right with, with how we're playing. Obviously, right now we're in the mud. But obviously, Ekitike has been proven to score goals and assists. Gakpo can provide good GA. That's been proven. Obviously, Alexander Isak as well. And I think, I'm not too worried about our GA. I think Florian Wirtz eventually at Liverpool will be firing. So again, when it comes from a goal and standpoint of view, Liverpool have always been able to score goals. They've never struggled, basically. They've never struggled to score goals or get assists at all. We do need a GA. That's the whole point of football. No, I don't think you understand what I mean. We don't need a specialised winger that's just solidly going to get us goals and assists. I think we need a player what Luis Diaz brought last season, other than the goals and assists. So the tenacity, the direct dribbling into the box, the ball carrying, the work ethic, being able to drag back, the engine on the player. All these things I'm listing is what I want in a winger. That before GA. Because Cody Gakpo gets you goals and assists, right? Does Cody Gakpo do any of those things that Luis Diaz did last season? No. I rest my case. Leao's class just needs a good coach. Oh, bro, he's 26, man. He's had good coaches. He's 26. I've never understood the Leao hype. I've never once sat there and thought, I want you at Liverpool Football Club. I've never once rated him. Never once. I'd rather have Barcola at left wing than Gakpo cutting inside. No, I think Barcola would be a good signing. Again, I don't particularly rate him, and I don't particularly think the price is that good. When is Leao on it? He is a baller. Yeah, the key is there, mate. In your comments is when he's on it. How often is he on it? Gordon's way better than Barcola. I don't think he's way better, but I think stylistically, Anthony Gordon, man. Plus, I like stories in it. Anthony Gordon, he's not crap. Yeah, he's a baller. Elise is better. Elise, again, I like Elise. I just personally don't think. Maybe in like a year or two. I think we can't really think about Elise until maybe Salah leaves, in my opinion. Facts. Elise wouldn't happen. The left wing I would love at Liverpool is Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia was my ultimate dream. Kvaratskhelia was, for me, the dream player. Kvaratskhelia, for me, was the player I wanted the most, and there was no other real player that I wanted more than Kvaratskhelia, especially off that left wing, in my opinion. One sec. But yeah, bless up to everyone in the chat. Unfortunately, he's at PSG. He's at Liverpool. I just don't see a world where it happens anytime soon. Versus good, it's just people hate him because he's a Liverpool player. He gets my full support because he chose us. Would you pay the money for Guehi? What would I pay 150 million? Because he's not going to be cheap. Yes, I would. Gakpo can't take on a person with one leg. Liao, what's age? What about care? What? Who care about the age? The fact that Liao hasn't really shown the true talent he was meant to be at 26, do you not think that's a concern? Indai, Gordon is Rashford. Yeah, slap the like, subscribe, man. Rodrigo. See, the thing is, I'm not going to dream about a player that I don't think is going to happen. You have to be realistic. Do I think? I just don't see a world right now. I just don't see a world where Liverpool go for someone. See, I think if Rodrigo had an opportunity and there was a case for him, I could hear it and understand it a lot more. I just think if we was to get Rodrigo, it would have been this summer. Vinny has 2 years. We are not getting Vinicius Jr. Even if Vinny Jr. was on a free, I don't think even Liverpool really get involved. Vinny Jr. is on 400,000 euros. I think Vinny Jr. goes PSG or Real Madrid. Not Real Madrid. He's already at Real Madrid. I think Vinny Jr. goes either Man City or Paris Saint-Germain. That's That's just what I think. That's what I personally think. Kvaratskhelia, I wanted him for a while, but for us, I doubt he would come to us. Yeah, we ain't getting Kvaratskhelia now. I don't think there's a world where we even get him now. Do you think Rodrigo would leave Real Madrid? How many games has he played this season, Rodrigo? He's played 10 games in La Liga. Played 30 last season. He's played 3 in the Champions League. So he has been getting games. He's yet to get a goal involvement this year. Not that even matters. He's on 1 assist actually this year. Not that even matters because I think Rodrigo is an absolute baller. I think, in my opinion, if he was to come to Liverpool, he would be the best left winger on the planet. I personally think he'd be the best left winger on the planet if he was to come. But I don't. Again, I think if he's going to leave, I think again he goes to a PSG or a Manchester City. I have a feeling if he had to choose a Prem club, it would be City. Then Rodrigo would suit Arsenal, I can't lie. Rodrigo would be boss for Arsenal. Vinny at Liverpool would cook. Yeah, he would cook at Liverpool. But come on, man. Like, we're not going to sign Vinicius Jr. Let's be realistic. I'm not getting this because, listen, people will click this up and think, oh my God, look at this tit talking about Vinny Jr. coming to Liverpool. What an idiot. Like, we're not getting Vinny Jr. Let's not do this, man. But yeah, chat, I wanted to bring up something. Something that Fabrizio Romano did say yesterday, hence why he's on the thumbnail. I did see this. Bear with. When I see transfer room. Breaking Fabrizio Romano for Liverpool. Nothing has changed. They still see ARNE as the right man to take forward. So now we've gone through all the transfer bits and bobs. This is interesting, and football. I said this for a while. For a couple of weeks, people talking about Arne Slot, potentially getting sacked. I personally don't see it. Now, things can change very quickly in football, obviously. However, be realistic. Are Liverpool a football club that sacks managers? We're not Manchester United. We're not Chelsea. We're not Tottenham. We're not Real Madrid. We're not Paris Saint-Germain. We're not Bayern Munich. We move very calculated when it comes to managers. And, because I remember there was a time when Klopp was at Liverpool and people wanted him sacked. Did Liverpool sack him? No. They gave him time. Plus, I think if he didn't win the league last season, I do think the conversation will be a lot more understanded to have. I think the conversation will be a lot more to light. But let's take a listen to what Fabrizio Romano has had to say. What's going on here? Let me know if you guys can hear the video. Can you hear it? No sound. Oh, for God's sakes. Right, bear with. Can you hear it now?
Game.
Oh, it's on the screen.
But
you should hear it now.
The recent good results also against Aston Villa, so a different trend for Liverpool. Well, against Manchester City.
3 likes away from 20, so
Liverpool were in a difficult
let's try and get these hit.
3-0, a very complicated game for the Reds, and it's important to mention for Liverpool the 5th defeat in the last 6 games. So for sure a big impact also in terms of numbers, also in terms of stats for Liverpool. Imagine they already lost more games in the Premier League this season compared to whole last season, after spending important money in the summer.
That's kind of mad that we've already lost the amount of games that we lost last season. In terms of we lose last season, we lost 4 in the league, FA Cup, twice in the Champions League, so obviously knockout second game and a group stage game. So that's did we lose? We lost a game in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. So we lost 4. That's 5. We lost 8 games last season. Wait, we already lost 8. We lost 5 in the league, once in the Champions League, once in the League Cup. No, we've lost 7. We've lost 7 games. We haven't. Yes, I will catch up with the chat. But obviously, I'm trying to think. No, we haven't. Because last season we lost first leg 3. So we lost against Tottenham, first leg. We lost against Plymouth. We lost against Newcastle in the final. That's already 3. Added on to the 2 of the Champions League. Oh no, I think Fabrizio probably means the Premier League. Because we lost, 9 games last season? Let's take a listen to what he's had to say. Let's restart this. Go.
Today's video by mentioning the situation of Liverpool, a really difficult moment for Liverpool in Premier League, especially in Premier League, because in Champions League they've been able to fix the situation by beating very well Real Madrid, playing a very good game at Anfield. But despite the recent good results also against Aston Villa, so a different trend for Liverpool. Well, against Manchester City, Liverpool were not performing. Liverpool were in a difficult situation. They lost 3-0, a very complicated game for the Reds, and it's important to mention for Liverpool the 5th defeat in the last 6 games. So for sure a big impact also in terms of numbers, also in terms of stats for Liverpool. Imagine they already lost more games in the Premier League this season compared to whole last season, after spending important money in the summer. So it's been a complicated start of the season for Liverpool, but what we can say is that the information arrives very clear. Liverpool keep backing the manager Arne Slot. Liverpool keep supporting the coach. Liverpool keep believing Arne Slot is the right man for this job, is the right man to fix the situation, is the right man to help this team perform after many signings, after many changes, after many different things compared to last season. And so Liverpool maintain their confidence in the manager. There is no contact with any other agent or representative of different manager. There is full trust in Arne Slot from the players and from the club. So the situation remains absolutely 100% under control, and Liverpool have absolutely no intention to change anything. That's important to clarify, as after the defeats, obviously some fans keep asking what's going to happen with the coach, what's going to happen with the club, what's going to happen with the owners, but they are all going in the same direction. Don't forget the updates I gave you also on contracts, because Liverpool are talking to the agent of Dominic Szoboszlai, Liverpool are talking to the agents of Ryan Gravenberch, so Liverpool are working on several contract situations in order to clarify these cases as soon as possible. And also there is Ibrahima Konate, who is still talking to Liverpool, and so we have to see what's going to happen with Szoboszlai, with Gravenberch. It's not a urgent situation, and then Konate urgent because he's out of contract in summer.
So he's given the update there, around about on a slot, and I said this, I just don't see a world right now where Liverpool sack him. I just simply don't. Let me catch up with the chat. Bless up to every one of you. 3 likes away from 20. Let's try and push those up. Big up, bro. Why don't you ever chat about the mighty Arsenal? Because funny enough, I'm not an Arsenal fan. Funny enough, this isn't an Arsenal channel. Funny enough, you might be shocked on this one. The title doesn't have Arsenal in it, so we're not actually chatting about Arsenal. I know. You might be shocked. Bloody hell. Oh, man. Funny enough, you might be shocked on that one, mate. Why would Rodrigo would not come to the biggest club in England? Yes, certainly you can hear that. I thought you said Liverpool were back. I told you don't be emotional over Madrid, that are victories those teams help to be beaten. Are you slow, mates? Watch. I don't know what you're on about there. Liverpool is done in the title race. Best you can hope for is top 4 charge. We're not in the Premier, not just in the Premier League, mate. There is other competitions. Big up the Bayern View. Bless up, bro. Yeah, chat. We have got a new show with the Bayern View later, about 4:20. So we got a show. We got a show with him. I've also got a show with Touchline as well later on as well. Yeah, React slot out as of right now. I'm not slot out. No, we don't. We don't talk about small clubs on here. Yeah, you have to win a Champions League to be spoken about on this channel. Funny enough, you've not won a Champions League. Sorry, mate. The only time we mention you is a tire race and all that. Do you get what I'm saying? But no, look, I've remained consistent. I don't see a world where Liverpool sack him. I don't. This narrative of, the owners maybe changing their minds and stuff. I know things can change very quickly in football. Let's look at Liverpool's quick features. And I discussed this last night on stream with JP. Big up to JP. Let me share my. Let's go to the Premier League table. Yeah, let's just go to. Let's go to Liverpool's fixtures. If Liverpool, let's say within this running, right between you got back end of November all the way to the middle of December, 7 games. If we come away with, let's say, God forbid, maximum 2 wins, I think maybe there might be a little bit of talk. You might see a couple of things being sprinkled about, just due to the fact of losing to Nottingham Forest, losing to West Ham. If Liverpool lost to Forest and West Ham, I think it's going to be a massive outrage because right now, based off the last 5 matches, we're 18th. Let's say the table start 5 games ago, we'll be 18th. I think if you've seen the last 6, I think we're actually 19th. I think we'd actually be in 19th. The only reason that we would have been rock bottom is because Wolves haven't won in their, Wolves even won a game this season. Wolves haven't even won a game, for Christ's sakes. I feel sorry for their supporters, man. I think if you're a Wolves fan and you're going to away games, you should be your away tickets should be basically near enough free at this point. Like going all the way down to London 3-0. Wolves, man, they used to be such a good team in the Premier League. Now they're dusted, man. They're gone. There is not a world where they survive. It's over for them, unless they could do something in January. But God forbid, I think the only conversation you would hear from the owners, if it got to the point where it looks like we was having no chance of European football, I don't know, finishing 10th, and we didn't even qualify for next season's Champions League, no European football at all. So let's say, for example, we're knocked out the Champions League, we don't even make it to the top 8, we get knocked out in the playoffs or something like that, and we don't make European football. It looks like we're not even going to make European football at all. I think conversations will happen then, because then you've got to think about the detrimental of the club, the future of the club, because European football matters to football clubs in terms of spending power, in terms of pull and stuff like that. So if we were to lose out on all of that, then I think, 100% there would be conversations. You'll bottle the league. It's hard hearing hate from being top of the league and UCL table and being in Europe without conceding a single goal. Cool. Nice to know. Spurs is bigger than Arsenal. You're wasting your time, Chant. Let's not have it in the chat, man, for God's sakes. Wesley, how much? Oh my God, who do you get if you get sacked? Right now, bro, I'm slot in, so I'm not really thinking about managers that I would kind of want as a replacement. Cool story, bro. Still 8 points clear of the mighty Liverpool. Mate, you know what I could really say about Arsenal would get my YouTube channel closed down like that. But, nah, I'm not going to say it. Bro, no diss, you hell. Bro, I don't have a clue what you're on about. People are on one in the chat. They're on one. They're on one in the chat. Chat, let's try and get these likes up to 2 more if possible to get to 20 like target. Make sure you're subscribing if you haven't already done so. We're now so close. We're just over 50 subscribers from 2,500. Yo, we're getting to the big 5K very quick. Your chat is moving wavy low, bro. That's what happens, man. Listen, I'm friends with Liam and half of his communities. Why do we have to deal with rubbish? But let me see if there's any other bits to discuss. Let me have a look at my bookmarks. Did I bookmark anything interesting? Yeah, the Reds running internationals. Saw that. Hopefully no injuries. I saw this. Zinedine Zidane, when asked about coaching a new team, it will happen soon, very soon. I hope Zidane doesn't go to like some dusty ass team. Like, I want to see him back in European football if he's going to come back. Don't go to like some Turkish team, some Saudi team. Do you know? I'm intrigued to see what team though. Is he waiting for a job to be free? I did see this. Liverpool believe they have found their long-term successor for Virgil van Dijk. They are ready to offer 100 million, 88 million to sign international Alessandro Bastoni from Inter Milan. At 26, he's entering the prime of his career and track to become one of the best centre-backs in the world. I don't see a world where that happens. I'll be honest. But look, if we sign Bastoni, I'll be gassed. I also saw this. Liverpool are keeping on Brighton and Hibernian winger Minter. Arne Slot works with Minter during his time at finals. See, that's something I won't be surprised if Liverpool keep an eye on or something like that. And plus, yeah, back on Bastonia, he ain't leaving. Raw, this chat is moving. Fuck, yeah, bro. Listen, I'm not saying it, mate. Liam knows, innit? Yeah, he ain't leaving Italy. Let me set up a redirect. Who is live that I can send you guys over with? Because I've got a show with Touchline in legit 1 hour, and I've got a couple of things I need to do beforehand. Who is live? Who is live? You know what? I'm going to redirect you to... How many shows have I got today? I've got a show with Zia, a show with Liam, and I've got a video coming out. Right, what's next up on the show? Chat, I'm going to redirect you to the show that I'm doing with Zia. That's in 2 hours. I've also got a show with Liam later on at... I've got a show with Liam at 4:20, and I got a show with Touchline at 2:00. So yeah, we got loads of shows today. So I've got a show with Touchline in literally 57 minutes, basically an hour. So I'm gonna quickly get my stuff done before I go live with him. When Eric left, everyone said the end was near when Beckham left. I have no idea what you are on about. The champions of England and Europe, there's no lie. Yeah, I know we are the champions of England. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I know I got a show with you. No thanks, Reacts. I won't be on your show. You know what? Fine, I'll just redirect to flipping someone else then. God. Right, we'll redirect to... You know what? Fine, we'll redirect you to the brand new show. This video isn't publicly available. What? It's my flipping stream, you idiot. Right, we've got a stream with Liam in a couple of hours. So obviously I'm not expecting people to wait. Just hit a like. Do whatever in it. Catalan snap. Why are Arsenal so mighty? They're not. What on earth is happening here? Read the chat. I'm not going to read chat if it's just people being retarded and saying stuff like saying stuff like this, saying stuff like this. Like, you want me to bring that up and talk about that? Yeah, we know you like that, mate. You don't have to mention it. Yeah, big up. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I give up. I don't know. But chat, it's been a good stream. We spoke about some updates. We listened to, obviously, Fabrizio confirmed that again. That Liverpool aren't going to be sacking Arne Slot anytime soon. So yeah, I called and said it. Answer the question. Yeah, I'm going to end this stream just before it goes a bit left. If I'm being honest. So yeah, hit a like on the stream I'm doing with Liam in a couple of hours. It's a new show. Yeah, Liam is on with me at 3 p.m, mate. Oh, not 3 p.m, 20 past 4. 20 past 4. So yeah, it's in a couple of hours. But yeah, bless up everyone, man. Take care, and I'll see you all in. Well, I'll see you on Touchline Show in an hour if you subscribe to them. If not, I'll be back on my channel in 2 hours. Oh god, I'm literally, barring this 1 hour, I'm literally streaming till like fucking 5:30. In a bit, peace.